Hello everyone and welcome back to another video by EonTalk. As always, I'm your host Ian, and today we've got this year's best movies of the first half of the year. As every year, it's unbelievable how fast time passes, and 2024 isn't an exception when it comes to how many great K-movies there were. There are many amazing looking Korean movies upcoming in the latter half of the year. However, before we anticipate what's to come, in today's video, let's take a look back and appreciate the great Korean movies that came out thus far. This marks the 5th annual Best K-Movies of the First Half of the Year video, and I'll be going over some of my favorite K-movies that were released in 2024 from January to June and ranking them based on my personal preferences. I'll just be giving a short synopsis and brief explanation of the movies, and will refrain from giving a prolonged, detailed review in this video. That being said, let's get right into today's video on K-movies that released this year so far and how good they were. Starting off the list, the number 10 movie of the first half of 2024 was the comedic drama that released in February, Dog Days. Directed by Kim Dong-min, who had his feature film directorial debut with this film, Dog Days was full of laughs ranging from chuckles to LOLs. And that's not unexpected considering the cast members. Dog Days starred Yoon Yo-jung, Yoo Hae-jin, Kim Yoon-jin, Jung Sung-hwa, Kim Seo-young, Daniel Henney, and Lee Hyun-woo. The film attracted about 360,000 people to the cinemas, and the synopsis is as follows. Min-sang, a meticulous single man, clashes daily with the vet Jin-young, who turns his maintained building into a dog playground. During an encounter at the veterinary clinic, Min-sang meets Min-seo, a spirited architect, and seeks her help for a project. In an effort to impress Min-seo, he befriends Jin-young and her dog. However, Min-seo loses her only family, her dog, Wanda. Unaware that Wanda is being cared for by Sun-young and his family, Min-sung teams up with Jin-woo, a delivery rider who previously helped her, to find Wanda. As their lives intersect through unexpected connections, a heartwarming story unfolds. Moving on to number 9, the number 9 movie is the fantasy SF film released in January, Alienoid Part 2. Alienoid Part 2 is the sequel to Alienoid and was directed by the same director as the prequel, Choi Dong-hoon. Although the Alienoid series isn't my favorite amongst director Choi's works, some of which include Assassination, The Thieves, and Jeonuchi, you gotta respect him pushing his boundaries and challenging the norm. The film had an A-list lineup of Yoo Jun-yeol, Kim Tae-ri, Kim Woo-bin, Lee Ha-ni, Yeom Jung-ah, Jo Woo-jin, Kim Hee-sung, and Jin Sung-yu, and recorded $1.43 million at the domestic box office. The synopsis of Alienoid Part 2 is as follows. Ian tries to stop an alien prisoner's escape from a human body, but gets trapped in the past. She retrieves the quote-unquote divine sword to open time portals and reunite with Thunder in her future. Meanwhile, Murup, aiding Ian, discovers a strange presence within himself. In the present, Min Gae-in investigates as an escaped alien causes deadly explosions. With 48 minutes to stop all detonations, Ian returns through the time portal, unveiling all mysteries. At number 8, we have the fantasy drama that released in early June, Wonderland. This film was directed by Kim Tae-yong, who also did Mad Sad Bad, and is another film that had a stunning lineup of many familiar faces. Wonderland saw the likes of Tang Wei, Suji, Park Bo-gum, Chung Yoo-mi, and Choi Woo-sik on the big screen, and is like the Korean version of an episode of Netflix's Black Mirror. It imposes a lot of theoretical thoughts to the viewers and sparks conversations amongst watchers. At the time of recording, the movie is still in theaters and has recorded about 600,000 thus far. The synopsis of the movie is as follows. In a world where an AI service called Wonderland restores deceased loved ones, Bairi hides her death from her daughter by reviving herself in AI form. Also, a young couple take on the AI service as well. They live happily until cracks in their reality emerge. As Bairi, revived as an archaeologist, strives to bond with her daughter, unexpected errors arise when the service abruptly ends. Taking the 7th spot, the number 7 film was the January release film, Citizen of a Kind. This was the second earliest release K-movie of 2024 on this list and was directed by Park Young-joo, who also directed Second Life. Citizen of a Kind is a comedic drama that was based on true events revolving around a voice phishing scammer. The film starred Lam Mi-ran, Gong Myung, Yeom Hae-ran, Park Byung-eun, Chang Yun-ju, Lee Moo-seng, and An Eun-ji, and amassed 1.71 million at the Korean box office. The synopsis is as follows. Tucky falls victim to a voice phishing scam after sending money to a fake bank representative offering a loan deal. She loses all her savings and ends up on the streets with her children. Later, the scammer calls again, pleading for help. Despite the police abandoning the case, Tucky, along with her co-workers equipped with their skills, flies to Qingdao, China to confront the scammer and reclaim her lost money herself. Going to the number 6 spot, the number 6 movie is the crime action film that's the second most recently released film on this list, Hijack 1971. Hijack 1971 was directed by Kim Sung-han, who had his feature film directorial debut with this movie. As you'll see in the upcoming films as well on this list, a lot of new directors had their debut in the first half of this year. As with the previous film, Hijack 1971 was another film based on true events revolving around a hijacking event that took place in 1971. The movie also saw Ha Jong-woo and Song Dong-il reunite on the big screen following Takeoff, as well as Yeo Jin-gu and Choi Soo-bin. Despite only releasing a week prior to the time of recording, the film has already recorded over 620,000 at the box office. The synopsis is as follows. In the winter of 1971, pilots Tae-in and Kyujik embark on a flight from Sokcho to Gimpo. Shortly after takeoff, a homemade bomb explodes, throwing the cabin into chaos. Hijacker Yongdae seizes control, demanding the plane to be flown north. With Kyujik losing vision from the attack and the passengers in panic, Tae-in must navigate this life-or-death situation to land the plane safely. And now, the top 5 Korean movies of 2024 thus far. But before we get into the top 5, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to ExpressVPN. If you would like to access more Korean content such as K-movies and K-dramas, I highly suggest using ExpressVPN to access thousands of more Korean content. By using ExpressVPN, you can bypass geo restrictions, meaning you can be from anywhere around the world and access the Korean servers. If you would like to access more Korean content, be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link in the descriptions or expressvpn.com/EonTalk and get 49% off an annual plan plus 3 extra months for free. Better yet, if you sign up and don't like the service, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning you can cancel anytime within the first 30 days. Okay, getting back to the list, which movies ranked the highest on my list of favorite Korean films of the first half of 2024? Let's get right into the top 5. Coming in at number 5 of the best Korean movies of the first half of 2024 was the most recently released film on this list, Handsome Guys. Directed by Nam Dong-hyuk, another first-time director, Handsome Guys was a full-out comedy and quite a big surprise if you ask me. I had high doubts for the film as it just felt like it would be an over-the-top, trying too hard type of comedic film. However, director Nam and the cast members of Lee Sung-min, Lee Hee-jun, Gong Seung-yeon, Park Ji-wan, Lee Kyu-young, and Woo-hyun proved me wrong as this was one of the best comedies in recent years. I'm not a huge fan of comedies that are forced, but this was forced in a unique way. Definitely highly recommended. Because the movie was released so closely to the recording of this video, there's no box office number as of yet, but I expect it to do pretty well after it catches word of mouth. The synopsis is as follows. Jae-pil and Sang-gu move into their quote-unquote dream house, but quickly become surveillance targets of local police. To make matters worse, their happiness is disrupted when they are mistaken for kidnappers while saving Mina. Unwelcome guests and a sealed evil spirit in the basement bring a dark aura over their home, erupting not only spooky energy, but also comical ones as well. Sliding into the 4th spot, the 4th movie of best movies of 2024 thus far goes to the mystery thriller that released in May, Following. Following was another film directed by a new director, Kim Se-wi, but don't let that doubt the director's work. Following was able to keep the audience engaged throughout its duration, guessing at how the story would unfold, and the reveal at the end was also a good surprise. Starring Pyun Yoo-wan, Shin Hae-sun, and EL, the film recorded 1.21 million at the box office, and the synopsis is as follows. Gu Jung-tae, a real estate agent with an odd hobby of entering clients' homes, becomes intrigued by social media influencer Han Sora. He starts observing her closely and one day discovers Sora dead on her sofa. Soon after, he's blackmailed by someone who knows about his secret visits, and Detective Oh begins closing in on Jung-tae, forcing him to investigate Sora's social circle to uncover the true killer. Taking the bronze medal at number 3, the number 3 movie goes to the crime film that released in March, Troll Factory. Directed by An Guk-jin, the director of Alice in Ernestland, Troll Factory was a crime drama that starred the likes of Son Seok-gu, Kim Sung-chul, Kim Dong-hee, and Hong Young. Despite not having as much marketing as some of the other films on this list, the movie was among some of the best to do it in 2024. It had a very intriguing plot and was really good at grabbing your attention and holding on to it. It was a fun watch, but probably because of the lack of promotion, the film was only able to amass 970,000 at the Korean box office. Definitely an underdog of 2024. The synopsis is as follows. Journalist Im Sang-jin, known for his skill and bravado, investigates corruption at the conglomerate Manjeon, only to be discredited when his expose is proven false. A mysterious informant approaches him, claiming to be part of an online opinion manipulation team called Team Aleph, who fabricates truths and lies for a price. Im Sang-jin is left questioning the ethical and legal boundaries as he navigates this revelation. Climbing up to the runner-up position, the number 2 film goes to the February released film, Exuma. The director of Exuma is known for this genre, Chang Jae-yeon. Director Chang also directed Savaha the Sixth Finger and The Priest, and Exuma is widely considered one of the best in its genre of recent days. Starring legendary actors Choi Min-sik, Kim Go-eun, Yoo Hae-jin, and Lee Do-yeon, the film is a mystery thriller with twists and turns and keeps you wondering. Although the film does require certain understanding of East Asian culture, it's still a good thrilling watch nonetheless. And this is evident by its box office number as it was able to surpass 10 million, recording 11.91 million at the domestic box office, the highest of this year thus far. The synopsis of the movie is as follows. In Los Angeles, 2 shamans, Hwarim and Pongil, take on a lucrative job for a family plagued by hereditary illness. They discover the problem stems from an ancestral grave and recommend relocating it. Joined by geomancer Sang-deok and undertaker Young-gun, they proceed despite sensing ominous energy. During the exhumation, something that should never have been unearthed is released. And finally, the number 1 movie of 2024 so far. The number 1 movie, in my opinion, was, by far, 2 years in a row a film from the same series, The Roundup Punishment. Released in April, The Roundup Punishment is the 4th film of the Roundup series and was, in my opinion, as well as a lot of other people as well, better than last year's number 1 film, The Roundup No Way Out. Full of action-packed comedy, the film was directed by Ho Myung-hae, who also did Badland Hunters and starred the leads Ma Dong-seok aka Don Lee, Kim Woo-yeol, Park Ji-won, and Lee Dong-hee. Recording 11.48 million at the box office, this is a must-watch if you love the action comedy genre. The synopsis is as follows. 3 years after a new drug case, Detective Ma Seok-do and the Seoul Police investigates the drug ring using delivery apps. They discover a link between a developer's death in the Philippines and a large illegal online gambling operation. The villain, Baek Chang-gi, a former Special Forces mercenary, controls the market with brutal tactics, while IT genius CEO Chang Dong-chul expands operations in Korea. To take them down, Ma Seok-do teams up with Chang Yi-soo and the cybercrime unit, launching an all-out crackdown with no limits. And that's it for today's video on the best Korean movies of 2024 so far. There were good movies that came out thus far, but I expect there to be more amazing films to release in the remaining months of the year. Please remember that this list was composed based on my opinions. If you enjoyed this video and would like similar content, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using the EonTalk link to access more Korean movies. If you have video requests, please let me know by commenting them down below. That being said, thank you to everyone that watched till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.